Shields up, Iron Breakers. Rurikhan here coming at you with another video. Welcome back to Monster Hunter. However, this time around, it is not Monster Hunter World. We're currently playing Monster Hunter Double Cross, and this is actually a demo because I never really bought Monster Hunter Double Cross for the Nintendo Switch because it only existed in Japanese. However, they will be localizing this game and it will be available in August for the Nintendo Switch, and it is going to be the very first Monster Hunter game to hit the Nintendo Switch. I mean, unless you count people that imported Monster Hunter Double Cross for the Nintendo Switch, which I personally didn't do because, again, I don't speak Japanese and, you know, I like the min-max, and being able to understand what the fuck is written on screen can be extremely helpful so that you can actually min-max your builds. So, I actually have no idea what are any of the skills that the armor set that we are wearing in this video does. What I do know is that we have a charge blade and we are playing Brave style. Now, the reason why I wanted to share this particular video with you guys is because when I went to the Nintendo event that I did a video on recently, I got to play the demo version for Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate, which is basically the exact same version as the one that we're playing right now. The difference is that stuff was actually in English. And when I played it in English, I actually got to read up on what Brave style is supposed to do, and I could actually see it on screen and see like, okay, this is the kind of a couple of the moves that you can do with Brave style, and from those few moves that I saw, I was able to infer another different set of moves that you could do using Brave style. And again, this is still one of the first times, not the first time, but one of the first times that I'm using Brave style, so don't expect like top tier gameplay or anything like that, but do expect a lot of experimentation, me messing around with Charge Blade, and I just find Brave style to be incredibly satisfying. It is very much a high-risk, high-reward playstyle that revolves around you being able to sheath your weapon at the right time and interrupting the sheath animation for your weapon with different types of attacks. So like, for instance, you can't just do a charge double slash by pressing circle. It's not going to work. You have to do the sheathing animation, and once that sheathing animation begins, you then cancel out of it by pressing circle, and that will get you your charge double slash, which you can then combo into your upward thrust attack with the shield, which you can then combo into another charge double slash, or you can, at any point in time, you can combo into the sheathing animation to avoid certain attacks from the monster. Because here's the thing, using the sheathing animation while in Brave style essentially gives you an evasion type thing, which whenever the monster's about to hit you, if you sheath your weapon, your character will like dodge away from it immediately. Now, this is again, I'm sure that a lot of people have talked about this playstyle before. I personally haven't because I didn't play too much of this Japanese version, but it's just a playstyle that I never got to experience before, and it's really, really cool, and it's getting me hyped for Generations Ultimate, more so than I thought that I was going to be. Because make no mistake, in my opinion, Monster Hunter World is the best Monster Hunter game that was made to date. It is even better than Generations Ultimate. However, there is quite a bit of charm in the original art style of Monster Hunter, which looks way less realistic. There's a lot of features that are much more exaggerated, both in monster design as well as even in the character design, the armor design. And the cool thing is that even though Monster Hunter World looks way better, is much more fluid, the animations play out better, it's easier to control, at the same time, there's no denying that Monster Hunter World has way less content than a lot of the Monster Hunter titles that came before it. In Generations Ultimate, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that I'm in the right here. Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate is the Monster Hunter game that has the most content of any Monster Hunter game ever made. I mean, you're essentially talking about all of the 14 weapons that you have in the Monster Hunter game, like even in Monster Hunter World, and for each of those weapons, you're going to have access to 6 different styles that you can do. Now, some of these styles are, you know, just little departures, like you got the Guild style, which is your basic style, then you get Striker style, which makes your kind of like streamline some of the movesets that you get on weapons so that you can have more Hunter arts and stuff like that. Oh, and I didn't even mention Hunter arts. You're going to have Hunter arts in this game as well, which are essentially like special attacks that you charge up by hitting the monsters multiple times with regular attacks, and then you charge these up almost like almost a Street Fighter type thing, where you charge up your specials and then you can just unleash a super special. You get those as well. And to be completely honest, I'm not 100% sure what the Hunter art that we have equipped right now does. I think that it makes it so that the charge blade charges faster, almost like if you get focus. But I'm not 100% sure if that's what it does, because I just have no idea. But anyway, you get your Hunter arts, and then you get your 6 different playstyles for each of the 14 weapons, which is insane. Like, it just gives you so much variety in how you play the game. And then you get, like, tons and tons of monsters. You get the G rank for Generations, essentially. If you've played Monster Hunter Generations, you will be able to import your save. And I would highly advise you to import your saves. As a matter of fact, if you have a 3DS and you're considering playing Generations and then just getting your save up to date for Generations Ultimate, I'm not sure if that is worth your time. What I can tell you is that if you have your save, definitely use your save, because I'm not sure if you guys remember or not, but in my opinion, the beginning of Monster Hunter Generations is the worst beginning of any Monster Hunter game ever. It is the worst, because there's so many fetch quests. There's fetch quests. You know, like how we say that expression, you know, that when there's a lot of something, we say this thing for days. So, like, for instance, there's a lot of fetch quests. I would say there's fetch quests for days. In the case of Monster Hunter Generations, I could go ahead and say there's fetch quests for years. Okay? Years. That's how long you have to do fetch quests. It is insane. And something that I didn't even mention is that besides all of the 14 weapons and the 6 different playstyles, there is still the 15th weapon, okay? Which is the Palico. You get to play as a Palico, which I really don't like, to be completely honest. But it is pretty useful for whenever you have, like, gathering quests and stuff like that, because Palicos don't actually need to carry around shit like pickaxes and bug nets and fishing rods and whatever. You don't need any of that. When you're playing with a Palico, you can just, like, go to the thing and pick it up. And that's another thing that I think a lot of people don't know, because a lot of people got into Monster Hunter from Monster Hunter World. Like, let me tell you, this is very different from Monster Hunter World. There's a lot of quality of life changes that you do not have, and that you're not going to have in Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate. And I really do hope people are aware of that. Like, don't go into this expecting, you know, Monster Hunter World for the Nintendo Switch, because trust me, it is extremely different, okay? It is still a whole lot of fun, but it is extremely different from every aspect, from gameplay to the visuals, to just the way that monsters behave, the way that your friggin' weapons work, the hunter arts. There's tons and tons of differences. So make sure that you are aware of this before you think about whether or not this is a game that you want to buy. As a matter of fact, I would advise you to look up a lot of gameplay for Monster Hunter Double Cross, and I personally will be doing a lot of gameplay for Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate as well. So look that stuff up before you make your decision if the first game you've ever played in the Monster Hunter franchise was Monster Hunter World. Because, again, I cannot emphasize this enough. This is a very different game. Still great fun, in my opinion, and a game that I'm getting more and more excited for as we get closer to August. At the same time, very, very different game. I'm going to let you guys enjoy the rest of this hunt right here. I'm hunting a Barioth, and that's another thing. I had never hunted a Barioth in Generations or any other Monster Hunter game before. His moveset seems to be similar to the Tigrex, if I remember correctly, but it's been a while since I played any OG Monster Hunter game. But yeah, it was a bit of a tough cookie to crack. I don't know if it's because I'm not dealing enough damage. That's the other thing. You don't even get damage numbers in this game, so, you know, there's just lots and lots of changes. But anyway, as I was saying, I'm going to let you guys enjoy the rest of this gameplay if you guys want to watch me beat up the Barioth using Charge Blade with Brave style, which is really cool. Really enjoyed it. And I'm looking forward to Generations Ultimate. As a matter of fact, I'm enjoying the Charge Blade so much, I kind of want to make the Charge Blade my main weapon, which I guess is why one of my recent builds in Monster Hunter World was the revamped version of Thud on the Table. I still need to get my third friggin' artillery decoration, which I still don't have. But yeah, you guys, thank you very much for watching the video. Leave me your comments, feedback. Let me know how you guys enjoyed Monster Hunter Generations. If you've played Generations before, let me know if you're interested in Generations Ultimate, all of that stuff in the comment section below. If you enjoy my videos, remember you can always subscribe and hit the bell icon so that you receive notifications whenever I put up a new video. Thank you very much for watching. At the end of this video, you will as usual, have the end slate. Remember, you can click 2 video suggestions that you can watch. But, yeah, once again, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.